On the night of Tuesday, September 17th, 2024, Winifred Mwesigwa Nakazani disappeared. She walked out of a heated staff meeting and was never seen alive again. But before she disappeared, at exactly 8:18 p.m., an angry Mwesigwa had called a friend using her office landline.
The statement was like this: I wasn't happy with the meeting. That the meeting did not complete. Okay? I will inform you more about it when I reach home, when I charge using my phone.
The 32-year-old mother of one was the principal of Kawempe Community School of Health Sciences. On the night she was last seen alive, her laptop was left open on her desk, indicating that when she stepped out of her office, she expected to return. No one saw her leave. Strangely, the CCTV cameras in the school had gone off at 8 p.m. They were switched back on at 11 p.m. Mwesigwa's lifeless body was discovered 2 days later on September 17th, dumped in a deserted area in Makenke village, Nangabo sub-county in Wakiso district, about 15 kilometers from the school. Peter Mulwanyi, a retired power engineer, says there was no identification on his daughter's body.
There was a sort of a patch, a very dark patch on this side of her cheek. Maybe they may have broken that, the neck.
Had she been raped?
Yeah, she was raped because they found semen in there.
The mortuary report indicated the cause of death as asphyxia following suffocation. Mwesigwa was buried on September 22nd in Lambala village, Irongo sub-county in Luuka district. She had completed her course at the Health Tutors College, Mulago, and was set to graduate this month. Mwesigwa joined Kawempe Community School of Health Sciences as a tutor in late 2023. According to those who knew her, at first she was happy with the job.
People were not happy about her being promoted to such a post at her young age, because you can imagine a lady of 33 being a principal. So she told me that some people were envious that at her age she was their boss.
Jen Mirembe Nansereko says at one time her daughter began looking for other jobs. The mother describes the fourth born of her 5 children as very obedient and full of love.
Winnie wished good on everyone. She respected her parents. She was a good child.
In April 2024, Mwesigwa purchased a private clinic in Kasangati Town Council, refurbished it, and hired a nurse to run it. To save on transport costs and for security purposes, she often shared a boda from the school with a male colleague who also lived in the same neighborhood. From work, Mwesigwa would go to her clinic to relieve the nurse. Sometimes she would work late and sleep in the clinic, only going home in the morning to freshen up and take her son to school. Her family claims that about 3 months after she was confirmed in the position of principal, Mwesigwa was poisoned.
She said she felt like she had eaten poison. I asked what she had eaten and she said she had been served food at the school. She gave me a list of drugs to buy and put herself on a drip.
Within 4 hours of taking the medication, Mwesigwa was feeling and looking much better.
I just advised her to stop eating from the place of work. In fact, I had started the habit of going with the cooked things, cooked food, could eat snacks.
Mwesigwa also told her mother and her friend that her colleagues were gossiping about her, accusing her of seducing the director of the school. She last met her friend on Sunday, September 15th, 2024. She informed him that she was preparing a presentation for a staff meeting to take place the next day. Their last communication was on Tuesday, September 17th at 8:18 p.m. after the heated staff meeting. Strangely, on that day, she did not leave the school with her male colleague who always shared her boda.
At the clinic, the nurse told me also last saw her Tuesday morning. There I became inquisitive. I called the father.
Mulwanyi received the call at about 1 p.m. He rang Honorable Herbert Chinobere, the Member of Parliament for Kibuku County, who is also the director of Kawempe Community School of Health Sciences, where Mwesigwa worked as principal.
He said, now, let's use all means available to disseminate the information of her disappearance. We agreed on the photo. We created some like 4 groups. Now these groups, fortunately the vehicles were there. So each one was assigned a vehicle to go to they were allocated areas of searching, to go to the hospitals and find out.
The distraught father led a team to City Mortuary, but they were informed that the forensics officer had clocked out. However, they were informed that 2 women's bodies had been recovered in Kasangati and Gayaza. The officer in charge of Kasangati police station connected them to the scene of crime officer. By the time the conversation ended, Mulwanyi was 90% sure that his daughter was dead. 4 months since she was murdered, Mwesigwa is yet to find justice.
The director assured us that all will be done to find out the people who had killed her. Now we don't know what is going on. Maybe he's still investigating. When NTV contacted Honorable Chinobere, he confirmed that investigations were ongoing.
What I know is the investigations are still going on, and those who murdered her, they shouldn't think that they are safe. Much as we are using the police, but we are also using the other investigating bodies like the CMY, so they shouldn't think that they are safe.
We did not make any arrests because there were not any suspects identified at that particular time. We are appealing to members of the public who have any information to pass it in confidence to the nearest police station or police post.
The family says although they want to know who murdered their daughter, they are ready to forgive that person.
But what they told me is that in murder investigations, these are cases that take long to conclude. We are waiting. We are giving them time to do their work.
However, difficult questions remain unanswered. For instance, why didn't her colleague travel with her on that day? Yet they always shared a boda to Gayaza for security purposes. At 8 p.m., why didn't the school van ferry the principal home? Why were the CCTV cameras switched off between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m.? If it was due to a power outage, why wasn't the generator switched on? Did Mwesigwa clock out that day? And who saw her leave the school? And how did she leave? Gillian Nantume, NTV, Weekend Edition.